What's up everyone? Thanks so much for tuning back into my channel. My name is Nikki, aka Nikki Ham Yoga. Today I'm going to show you guys a more advanced version of those sun salutations from the last video. So just different ways that you can kind of up-level your practice and take some harder variations if you have that capacity and that space in your practice to do so. So we're going to work on things like floating back from crow pose, floating back in general, just some harder variations of our vinyasas and our sun salutations. So without further ado, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you stay in the loop with new videos and you never miss a new one. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so because this is an advanced version, an advanced video of sun salutations, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that you all know how to do a sun salutation, so it's going to be a little bit quicker. So we'll just go ahead and start standing at the top of our mat. Palms face forward, roll the shoulders down the back, lengthen through the crown of the head, root through the feet to rise up through the crown of the head. Take 3 super deep breaths here just to notice how you're feeling this morning. Kind of settle in to the breath a little bit more. Feel free to activate that Ujjayi Pranayama, the slight constriction on the back of the throat, if it's helpful for you to stay grounded in the breath throughout your practice. Once you've made it through those 3 rounds of breath, on the inhale, we sweep the arms out and up, peek up at the hands. Exhale to swan dive forward, lead with that heart all the way to that forward fold. On the inhale, we lift up halfway, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, plant the hands, and then we're working on that float back here. So I like to, because I don't have a ton of space in front of my mat and I would hit my head on the couch, I'm just going to wiggle my feet back a tad. And then from here, I put the weight into my hands, slowly, gently lift the feet, hop my feet back while also hinging at the elbows. So super important when we float back to come straight into that chaturanga so we can protect the shoulders. Inhale for that up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So from here, we'll work on floating forward as well. So we wiggle the big toes together, peek up at the top of the mat, bend deeply through the knees. So we transfer the weight into the hands and gently hop the feet forward. So you press those hands into the mat and land as softly as possible with the feet. When we get there, we inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms out and up. Exhale, hands heart center. So let's take one more round just like that, kind of full speed, just so you have an idea of what it looks like full speed. So before we do that, just keep in mind that when we float back from that forward fold, super important to tuck the toes underneath you so you don't jab the toes on the mat. So tucked means like so. And then also super important not to jump back to a plank because we can really jerk into the shoulders and kind of create some tension in the shoulders that doesn't need to be there. But hopping back and also at the same time hinging at those elbows right into your chaturanga. So let's go ahead and work with that full speed. So we come into that mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, and then right here, using the full length of the exhale, we transfer the weight in the hands, hop the feet back, hinge at the elbows, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. take a full inhale here, and then on that exhale, we scoop the toes together, bend deeply through the knees, hop the feet forward. Again, landing as gently as you can with those feet. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms sweep out and up to standing. Exhale, hands heart center. All right, so let's go ahead and check out what a crow pose float back would look like. I know I haven't talked about crow pose yet on my channel, but this is a more advanced video, so hopefully you have crow pose in your practice. If you don't, maybe just go ahead and watch and learn about this pose a little bit, about this transition before you try it, just to make sure that we're not rushing ourselves into poses we're not ready for or anything like that. The goal is always to be kind on the body. Sometimes that means doing less, and sometimes that means doing more. So just work with that. We'll go ahead and check out this sun salutation and what it looks like here. So on the inhale, we sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, we swan dive forward. Nothing new here. Back to that forward fold. On the inhale, we lift up halfway. On the exhale, this time we plant the hands. And then again, I wiggle my feet back just a tad. I come up onto my toes or the pads of my feet. Bend at the elbows. And then I plant my knees on my triceps. So crow pose, sometimes we plant the knees outside of the arms, but for this one, it's a lot easier if you have the knees on top of the triceps. Slowly, gently start to come forward and lift the toes. And then to transition back, again, we come right into that chaturanga. So I press the I press the mat away from me, and then I use my core to lift my hips and shoot my legs back behind me. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. That one's a little tough to talk through. So hopefully that all made sense for you. On that next exhale, we wiggle those toes together. Peek forward at the top of the mat. Come up onto the pads of the feet or the toes. Bend deeply through the knees. And slowly, gently transfer the weight forward to hop it forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands heart center. All right, so that is what our crow pose float back looks like. Again, we will do that one more time in real time. It's just really hard to talk through these things. Anyways, okay, so we're going to work through that one more time, full speed. Couple of things to note before we do that together. Like I said, when you come forward to your crow pose, more helpful to have the knees on the triceps rather than outside of the arms. And then you sort of straighten through the arms a little bit and lift the hips, use the core to pull the hips up and then shoot the legs back behind you. Right into that Chaturanga Dandasana. So again, it's kind of a tough transition, so a couple of things that we can do if that's not working for you yet is we can just play with stepping a foot down, stepping the other foot back, and coming to our Chaturanga that way. But yeah, just go ahead and play with it, see if it feels okay. So we're not really doing a full morning set of sun salutations in this video. It's just kind of educational to show you what you can do when we do sun salutations in a video. So how you can amp it up a little bit, if that makes sense. So for example, the last video that I posted, I think we did about 3 sets of each half sun salutation and full sun salutation, so you can always add in these transitions. Kudos. But without further ado, let's move through one full speed just so you know where we're going. Standing at the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, we swan dive forward. Inhale for the halfway lift. On the exhale, we plant the hands, bend at the knees, plant those knees on the triceps, slowly start to lift the toes. And then use the core to lift the hips up, shoot the legs back behind you, right into that chaturanga. Inhale for your up dog, shoulders roll down the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. We scoop those toes together, peek forward, bend the knees, hop forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands, hearts up. All right, so like I said, if you know how to do traditional sun salutations, if you watched that video I posted Monday with those traditional sun salutations, I think we only did about 3 of each, but you can always take these transitions in those, or hopefully this kind of gives you an opportunity to amp up that sun salutation practice. If you have it, you do that on your own. But other than that, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm still out of breath. Obviously, those are more challenging sun salutations. But yeah, just go ahead and work through those on your own time with your own pace. You can listen to some cool music and just kind of like, I don't know, like take 5 of those sun salutations in the morning, either crow pose or not. Just floating back and floating forward, and just try to play with that, kind of change it up a little bit and see how it serves you. So with that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button if this video resonated or helped you in any sort of way. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really supports me and it keeps you in the loop so you never miss a new video. Thank you guys so much for being here and joining me and taking this time to grow your practice. We'll bring our thumbs up to our third eye center and bow it forward. Namaste.